Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The search for MH370 continues. As I stated at yesterday's press conference, this is now a truly international effort. Our focus remains the search and rescue operation. We are working on narrowing the search corridor by firstly gathering satellite information, secondly analyzing radar data, thirdly increasing air and surface assets, and fourthly increasing the number of technical experts. We are also taking further steps to address the needs of the families at this very difficult time. I will start by giving a brief operational update. And as we have said, the search for MH370 involves diplomatic, technical, and logistical challenges. Accordingly, the main technical team organizing the search and rescue operation has been broken into three groups: a diplomatic team led by the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, an assets deployment and logistic team led by the armed forces, and a technical group retaining overall operational control, which is led by the Department of Civil Aviation. On the diplomatic front, all 26 countries involved in the search and rescue operations have verbally agreed to assist the operation, and Malaysia has written to all countries formally requesting cooperation. A number of assets have already been committed and are awaiting diplomatic clearance to begin operations. Once we receive formal clearance, we can then speed up the deployment of assets along the search corridors. As I stated yesterday, although the search is still coordinated by Malaysia, our partners are increasingly taking the lead in their own territory and in agreed search sectors. We welcome this, and again would like to thank all our partners for their continued assistance and support. I can confirm that we have received some radar data, but we are not at liberty to release information from other countries. I appeal to all our partners to continue volunteering any of and all information that could help us with the investigation and the search for MH370. Regarding reports that the plane was sighted in the Maldives, I can confirm that the Malaysian Chief of the Defence Force has contacted his counterpart in the Maldives, who has confirmed that these reports are not true. I am aware of speculation that additional waypoints were added to the aircraft's flight routing. I can confirm that the aircraft flew on a normal routing up until the waypoint Igari. There is no additional waypoint on MH370's documented flight plan, which depicts normal routing all the way to Beijing. On the police investigation, as the Inspector General of the Police confirmed, the case has been classified under Section 130C of the Penal Code. All passengers, crew, and ground staff handling the aircraft are being investigated. We are sharing all information relevant to the case with all relevant international investigative agencies that require it. We have received passengers' background checks from all countries apart from Ukraine and Russia, both of which had nationals on board. So far, no information of significance on any passengers has been found. Local and international expertise have been recruited to examine the pilot's flight simulator. Some data has been deleted from the simulator, and forensic work to retrieve this data is ongoing. I would like to take this opportunity to state that the passengers, the pilots, and the crew remain innocent until proven otherwise. For the sake of their families, I ask that we refrain from any unnecessary speculation that might make an already difficult time even harder. I would like to announce that in addition to the team that is already on the ground, Malaysia is currently assembling a high-level team that will immediately travel to Beijing. The team will give briefings and updates to the next of kin on the latest situation on the search and rescue plans. The team will include representatives from the Prime Minister's Office, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, the Royal Malaysian Air Force, the Department of Civil Aviation, and Malaysian Airlines. The team will be led by Lieutenant General Datuk Sri Akbar bin Haji Abdul Samad, RMEF, Air Operation Commander of the Royal Malaysian Air Force, assisted by Ahmad Nizar bin Zulfakar, Director of Air Traffic Services, Department of Civil Aviation, and will include a senior 777 pilot. We will persevere. Our immediate focus is the search and rescue operation, and we are pursuing every means possible to narrow the two search corridors. Thank you.
Okay, gentlemen, we'll take Q&A session. We'll start with the local media first.
Good afternoon, Dr. Sri.
Good afternoon.
From RTM Radio. Okay. Semalam selepas 11 hari misi SAR, jurucakap tentera Thailand memberitahu bahawa radar udara tentera udara mereka di sebelah selatan mengesan pesawat HII MH370 pada laluan bertentangan dengan laluan sepatutnya dilalui oleh pesawat tersebut. Dan pada masa yang sama, dia dan pada masa sama, Panglima Tentera Udaranya Masa Prajurit Yutong memberitahu bahawa radar di utara tidak mengesan pesawat tersebut. Adakah maklumat ini telah disahkan dan bagaimana pula perkembangan dengan misi di koridor utara selepas pendedahan ini?
Sebab itulah saya dalam apa jua maklumat yang kita terima mesti dapat korporasi daripada pihak-pihak berkenaan, dan saya sendiri telah berjumpa dan bukan berjumpa menghubungi the Permanent Secretary the Ministry of Defence of Thailand, General Nipat Tonglek. Sebab itu kita tidak boleh mengesahkan apa yang telah dinyatakan tadi, sama ada ya atau tidak.
Yes,
Dari segi saya mengenal daripada Berhubung FSC. Saya nak tanya mengenai isu Malaysia. Bila agaknya maklumat yang dipadamkan akan dapat diperoleh oleh pihak polis? And then mengenai SAR kita ni, selepas 30 hari apa yang akan berlaku after 30 days?
Saya baru berjumpa dengan delegasi dengan dan juga satu pasukan daripada Perancis pagi tadi, di mana mereka mempunyai pengalaman dalam tragedi Air France, di mana 2 tahun diambil untuk untuk mendapat black box berkenaan dengan pesawat Air France tadi, dan maklumat-maklumat dan pengalaman mereka akan membantu kita untuk membuat keputusan yang selanjutnya. Simulator, tidak, simulator.
Berkenaan dengan simulator itu, pakar-pakar forensik kita, termasuk dari cyber security, dari MAS sendiri, dan juga pakar-pakar daripada luar negara sedang menelitinya. Dan apa yang dimaksudkan dengan yang dah padam itu adalah data log kepada permainan flight simulator dalam simulator itu.
Berapa orang kumpulan penyiasat?
Adalah beberapa orang yang pakar dalam bidang.
Okay, please, your question, sir. You're from, sir.
I'm Shaka from PSZ. On request for data info from neighboring countries, are you requesting for the other raw data from the recordings, or is it just for them to analyze and
I've said that yesterday that the area that we're covering north and south corridors is huge, and our immediate focus is how to reduce the siege areas from these two corridors. And the way to move forward in reducing it is in 4 ways that we have decided on. One is gathering satellite information, as I said earlier. Secondly is analyzing the radar data as it becomes available, whether it's primary or secondary, commercial or military. Thirdly is increasing the air and surface assets and it depends very much on when and how we do it, and how we are actually going to do the search will depend on what assets are going to be deployed. And finally, increasing the number of technical experts, which includes the French delegation which I met earlier today.
Yes.
Yes,
A question, sir.
Hi.
You have received a raw data from Indonesia from recently, and how significant is that raw data in this effort?
Not yet, but I can confirm that the cooperation from all the countries that I've contacted has first indicated that this is an unprecedented case, and secondly, that they will give us full cooperation. So I think it's a bit too premature to reveal this data. And secondly, as you can appreciate, this data that has been given to us is very sensitive to the nations, and I will need their clearance before I can release them.
But how significant it is to research?
Sorry?
How significant is the raw data?
We will leave that to the experts who are with us today in every aspect. So the fourth area in which we want to reduce, because we cannot move away from the focus of reducing the corridor. And the fourth area was increasing the number of technical experts, and that includes those experts that can actually analyze and digest the data that is available to us.
Yes, your question, please.
In January, the National Union of Flight Attendants Malaysia, they have said that MAS has not briefed them on any progress since the incident took place. Can you comment on that? And
You're from...
Isabel from Town 9. And at the street, the National Union of Flight Attendants is also requesting that authorities step up and form a task force with the union so that it can be apprised on the developments.
Well, we have obviously informed all our unions, in-house union. We have not officially informed the National Flight Attendants Union. We're not sure whether the crew on board were members of the union. We do know that all flight crew, I'm talking about the cabin crew, sorry, a bit lost for words here. All cabin crew in Malaysia Airlines are represented by an in-house union right now.
Yes, please, sir.
Jadi, ambil dari Alidra. Jadi mengenai operasi SIR di Koridor Selatan.
Yeah.
Bagaimana operasi pengesahan organisasi dari kita tahu di bahagian Koridor Utara juga ada banyak tanah hutan. Jadi menurut kami juga mengenai simulator, kenapa agaknya dijadikan dengan masa sebulan pengesahan dan adakah dakwaan yang mengatakan perisian simulator itu menjumpai dalam masa pendek di sekitar Maldives.
Very appropriate question as regards to the southern corridor, which is a vast mass of open sea, and that is our some priority is given to that area. This morning, I spoke to Admiral Locklear of PACOM in trying to identify equipment that would assist us in locating a possibility of a black box, if that is the focus. And the French experts that I spoke to earlier this afternoon, in looking for the black box, which took them 2 years, in the Atlantic, the equipment that they used. We are now identifying the assets, but as far as primary radar is concerned, there are only 2 countries in the southern corridor that can assist us. That is Indonesia and Australia. And both have indicated that they were willing to lead in the search and rescue operations in that sector.
Okay, now let's...
No, ada satu lagi.
Sorry.
Flight simulator ni kita baru ambil pada hari Ahad yang lepas, 16 hari bulan, jadi bukan sebulan lah. Ya. Dan dari simulator ni kita dapati mengandungi 3 permainan flight simulator. Yang pertama dinamakan Flight Simulator X, yang kedua Flight Simulator 9, dan yang ketiga X Flight 10. Jadi pakar-pakar sedang menelitinya, Tapi apa yang penting dalam perkara ni, ahli keluarga memberi kita kerjasama sepenuh. Apa juga yang kami perlukan, semua ahli keluarga, mereka kedua-dua pilot dan co-pilot dalam menjalankan siasatan, mereka memberi sepenuh kerjasama dan kami tidak ada masalah dalam mendapatkan apa juga maklumat-maklumat berkenaan kedua-dua pilot dan co-pilot.
Okay, we'll now start with the foreign media itself. Please, your question first. Please identify from where and please refrain to one question per agency.
This was an ICT news. We asked you on Monday before the time was now to apologise to the families. That's what we witnessed this afternoon. Is the time not really now?
The time is still to look for the aircraft.
Okay, the gentleman, please.
Good morning, Harold. Inspector General, where is the investigation at? Have you got any leads? Where is the investigation going? What have you ruled out? What have you haven't not ruled out?
The investigations are still focused to the 4 areas that I have mentioned earlier on. I do not wish to elaborate what has been ruled out and what has not been ruled out. I think let us stay focused on the 4 areas and we'll get to it.
Yes, please, sir. Your question.
This is a question for the Minister. I'm from the BBC.
Hi.
Can you confirm that after the turnback, radar data shows that the plane passed through at least 2 waypoints before it headed out into the Bay of Bengal? Do you have evidence to support that 2 waypoints were passed through in a sort of zigzag pattern as it headed out into the Bay of Bengal?
I think that was something that we are going to investigate. I think we have passed through that stage now. What we're going to do now is to find the aircraft. That I think is more important than that. Let us investigate on that.
What evidence do you have? Do you have a picture that shows it passing through?
I think that is something that the investigation is doing now. And what we're going to concentrate now is to find the aircraft. That is why we have this the northern and the southern corridor.
And the reason why we are looking for the aircraft is that we hope that by locating the aircraft, we are able to find the black box. And if we do find the black box, then your answer will be categorically answered.
If you have the radar data now, why can't you tell us? It's a very crucial piece of information which would show.
Yeah, we have gone beyond that. We have information from a satellite says that the aircraft have flown up to the time 8:11 in the morning. So we are concentrating our effort now to find the aircraft. Thank you.
Okay, your question, please, sir.
Jonathan Rugman from Channel 4 in London.
Hi.
There are reports today, sir, that the plane diverted course and went westwards before the co-pilot said good night. Can you confirm that is the case? And if it is the case, does that not suggest that the plane was deliberately taken off course rather than by accident?
That's not correct.
So the pilot did not divert before saying good night?
Correct. That's not.
So it could have been an accident?
We don't know. That's what we're going.
Hello, Mark Stone from Sky News. Can I just get your reaction, please, to the very difficult, heartbreaking scenes taking place right outside this room right now? Families of those on board, they came in here, they unfurled the banner. They clearly believe that you are not capable, your team, of sorting out this investigation and trying to find some answers. Can I get your thoughts on that?
I fully understand what they are going through. Emotions are high. And this is something that I discussed with the French delegation this morning when dealing with the families. Earlier in the statement, I indicated one of our main priorities is also how to manage emotions and how to appease the families. I've indicated in my statement earlier that we're sending another high-level team to travel to Beijing to explain what we're doing. And I hope, and I appeal to everybody that though we understand their concerns, we are trying our very best. And it is heart-wrenching, even for me.
A second question, if I may, just briefly. You indicated just now that you're putting the specific focus on the southern corridor. Can you confirm that the southern corridor is more interesting to you than the northern corridor?
Not interesting, is much more challenging.
So you're using both are equal of equal importance.
They're both equally important, but the southern corridor is much more challenging.
Okay, last question, please. Your question, sir.
Yes, yeah, please. From ABC Spanish daily newspaper, you said that some data in the simulator have been deleted. This is something normal, it's something unusual, so why did you say this and then said that we shouldn't jump into conclusions? So is there anything special in this data or it's not normal to delete the simulator? Thank you very much.
What we have found out from the simulator, that the data log of the games has been cleared on 3rd of February. So the experts are looking at what are the logs that has been cleared.
Thank you.
Okay, gentlemen, that concludes the session for today. Thank you very much. Meet again tomorrow.